What's up? Hello. Hey, how are you? My name is Mingo. Actually, I'm Miss B today. How about that? I tried to create this video so long ago and it just didn't pan out. I think I didn't know exactly what I was trying to say. And then I would be trying to this opening story, I would be trying to force it to fit into other videos, and that didn't work either. But I think the time is now to tell you what I mean by paradise, especially because I have these shirts that say things like create your own paradise, and paradise is in your mind. So here's my whole message, my whole purpose. Here is it. This is it. Chapter 1. Why am I here? Ever since I was a little girl, I did not want to be alive, right? And I'm not the only person like that. I wasn't suicidal, as in I actively wanted to kill myself, because I was Christian. I grew up Christian, and they told me that people that commit suicide go to hell. And I'm like, damn, how is your life so bad that you want to die? And when you do, God doesn't even talk to you about it. He just automatically sends you to hell. I don't know if I believe that, but y'all said it, not me. And I don't know much, so I'll go with that. And then I realized another reason I couldn't kill myself is because my mom would be sad, right? And then thinking about how sad my mom would be without me, it felt like I mattered a little bit. So I started to think about more people that would be sad, and the list was not long. That's really how I felt as a kid. It wasn't an everyday thought. It wasn't like a overwhelming thought to the point where I couldn't do anything. It was more like an underlying subconscious thing, like this again. That's how I felt about everything. This again. Every day I woke up, here we go again. Oh damn, I'm still here. I don't want to freaking be here. Cause I'm like, what is this? What is this? Really? I'm born. I didn't ask to be born. I have to go to school. I have to do well in school, which I'm fairly good at this point. So that's not a real issue. But I go to school so that I can get a job. And this job is going to dictate how much I make. So it's going to dictate what I can do in life, where I can go, what kind of house I will have, what kind of car I will have. And it will dictate how much respect people will give me, because that's how the world works. I kind of peeped that early too. I don't want to do that. And never in my life have I ever had an interest in working, in showing you how valuable I am by the work I do. It's a lot of us too. I'm not ashamed to say that. I think it was because I was a smart kid too. So there was nothing to prove. Bitch, every time I turn my head, y'all telling me how smart I am. I'm done. Where's the fun stuff? You know, what's going to make me feel good? What's going to make me feel alive? Because all of this that y'all are trying to force me to be on, or y'all are trying to force me to chase, all of these things that y'all are telling y'all are important, I could not care less. Chapter 2, is this it? All right, so as I'm loathing being alive, you make friends in the meantime, experience life. It wasn't all bad. It was not all bad, but it just wasn't good enough to make me want to keep going. It just wasn't, being honest, until I started to fall in love. Once I had an object of affection, I was good. I just needed someone to love. Not even oh, I really needed to feel love and adoration and to be loved by the object of my affection. No, I just kind of needed an object for my affection. I just loved loving. The more I think about it in the story, I wonder if it was because I wanted to make sure nobody felt like me. Just in case they were secretly hating this too, I wanted to make it enjoyable for them. I think people saw me as boy crazy when I really was just, that was my drug of choice. Love was my drug of choice. Some people like to succeed their way out of feeling the way I feel. Success is a drug to some people. They like to accomplish things, and that helps them feel like they're they're doing something worthwhile. Some people are like people pleasers, and they want to please like people, like groups, large groups of people, their peers, wherever they are, working or going to school or in their community, in their neighborhood. Some people feel so lost and so worthless that they want to intimidate their way into a sense of power. So they like to fight, they like to argue, they like to be mean. They feel like if they feel like the meanest, I don't know, we're all battling, because it doesn't always have to be as severe as not wanting to be alive, but we're all fighting to find something that makes this worthwhile. And we go about chasing satisfaction in so many ways, and we fight for so many things that we think will give us the satisfaction or the feeling, sense of accomplishment that we're looking for, the sense of the satisfaction that we're dying for. So many of us are like this. So love was my drug of choice, and I'm not going to say that I was in a bunch of terrible relationships with a bunch of terrible people, because that's not the case. So it's not that I have the story of a bunch of getting used and abused and left in the cold, even though I kind of used to kick it like that because everything ain't go my way. But then one day I jumped into a relationship, because I was also kind of good at love. I was good at relationships. I kept the men in my life happy. I want to say I did. I want to say I made them happy, and I made them feel loved, and they appreciate me. I want to say that with a straight face. I'm pretty sure that's true. I'm pretty sure they would all vouch for me if I asked them to. But one day I got into a relationship. It kind of happened fast too, because I just always needed to have that feeling, someone giving me that feeling, even though sometimes I'm knowing this is not love. But you know, I live in love, I operate in love. You know, God is love, so we'll just call it that. So I get into this relationship, and I'm in the turning lane. What I need to blinker on for, I never understood that. But on top of the fact that it sounds aggravating. So I get in a relationship with someone I really feels like, with someone that didn't understand love at all. They don't know what love is. So there were so many things about me that triggered them. So many things about me that they could not stand. And they wanted to break me out of those things so that they could love me. But that's not what love is. So I get into an abusive relationship. Long story short, I get into an abusive relationship, and I feel so guilty that I ever wanted to die before. I feel so guilty that I didn't appreciate life as good as it was, because how did I not see? It was like it woke me up, but it woke me up. I woke up in hell, because now if any time there should have been that I hated every day that I woke up, it was that block of my life. It was literally the worst. It was so bad. It made me realize how good of a life I had. And I was trapped in this abusive relationship. It was like living in hell. I would pray and God would not answer me. He wouldn't listen. It was like he turned a deaf ear to me. I heard nothing. I dreamt nothing. I saw nothing. There were but I kept seeing 111. I kept seeing 111 on the clock. I worked at this raggedy restaurant, and I was in the window. I was the cashier in the window. Most of the time I make time, but sometimes I would get all the way up to 71 seconds and be ecstatic, because why does 111, okay, because 71 seconds is a minute and 11 seconds. Why does 111 keep finding me? So how can I not hear God and get all these signs at the same time? This has to be, so I keep catching it. I can't force this. Why does the universe keep showing me 111? Chapter 3, what now? So, yeah. I get into these relationships, manifest men, manifest the bond. For some reason or another, it doesn't work out. For the reason being, I needed to take time to be to myself, right? And I would say, you know what, I'm finna take some time and be single, but then I just squirrel, get distracted. So yeah, there was a time when I really needed to be healing. I hadn't gone through so much that was just so terrible, but it was something that triggered the thought that maybe I just needed to take some time to myself and heal. Or maybe just take some time to myself and love on myself, get to know myself. I didn't think self-love required maintenance or at sometimes even isolation. I didn't like being by myself. I love myself, but I didn't love myself enough to be comfortable by myself, and it landed me in literal hell. I was ashamed of everything I hadn't done. It was like I had not been living at all. I had just been going through the motions and doing enough to get by, and now it was almost like falling from a building, an eternal fall from a building. Like if you ever had a near-death experience and your life flashed before your eyes, it was like the slowest of flash. Like I'm going over, re-examining my life, going over everything that I've been through and seeing how much time I wasted being, it wasn't even sad. It was kind of just like, how much time did I waste? Because I'm about to splat. This nigga's gonna kill me. You could not tell me he was not going to kill me. Chapter 4, what did we learn? Okay, so hate life, love, codependency. Did I learn to be independent? Did I learn to date better? Did I learn to take it slower when I look at all that stuff that involves me and my relation to someone else. What did I learn about myself? What did I learn that has nothing to do with me engaging with another person? What is the lesson here for Big Brissy? The lesson here is, what are you chasing? A lot of us want to feel better than we do. There's nowhere you need to get to before you can be happy. There's nothing you need to accomplish. There's no one that needs to come in your life. Things we accomplish do make us happy. People do come in our lives and make us happy. Sometimes a move is what we needed. Yeah. Right. But you're gonna run into things that you need to change for the rest of your life, okay? The first thing you have to fix is your mind. You can reach paradise right now. You don't need anything but to lock in with your energy. You have to be secure and happy and whole within yourself, and it takes work. It takes reading. It takes change, and change is something a lot of us don't want to do. Change is a struggle, but you can do it. You can do it. I just want everybody to be happy. I feel like God put me here to make sure you're happy. Maybe I'm not talking to everyone, but someone is going to get what I'm saying. Someone. I used to try to force this down my students' throats, and that wasn't working. So here I am on YouTube, trying to make sure you're good. Enjoy paradise.